In this video, we'll look at how to work with timers in Corona SDK. Timers allow for the calling of a function at some time in the future rather than immediately. The timer library provides the basic functions needed to set up the timer and manage the event listener. We'll talk more about creating event listers in an upcoming video. For the purposes of this video, a listener will be a function that we will invoke after the timer completes. The four functions for creating and controlling timers are timer.performWith, which calls a specific function after a delay, timer.pause, timer.resume, and timer.cancel. Timer.performWith accepts three parameters: delay, listener, and iterations. The delay is how long you want the timer to last before calling the function. The delay is in milliseconds, meaning 1000 milliseconds equals 1 second. In the example for this video, we'll be using milliseconds. For more information about working with times and dates in Corona SDK, see the tutorial located on the Corona Labs website. The listener parameter tells the timer what to invoke after the delay. And lastly, iterations is optional. It specifies the number of times to invoke the listener. By default, it's 1, but you can use 0 if you want to loop forever. Let's look at some sample code. In this example, we create a local function called listener that will print the message listener called after 1 second, which is the amount of delay that is passed into our timer.performWith function. If we increase the delay to 5000 milliseconds or 5 seconds, we see that the message prints after the longer delay completes. As mentioned before, we can also control how many times the timer repeats by passing in an optional iterations parameter. If we set the iterations to 3 and set our delay back to 1 second, we see that the timer completes 3 times within 3 seconds, each time calling our listener function. If we pass in 0, we see that the timer loops forever. To learn more about working with timers, see the timer docs located on the Corona Labs website. And that's a look at how to work with timers in Corona SDK. Learn more about working with Corona SDK at coronalabs.com/university.